And we are live.
We're live. How are we doing, guys? I hope you are all enjoying your weekend. It's awesome to spend our evenings with you guys. I just had a look on the comments and people are having a little debate about the time zones and stuff. But
it's really hard to find something that
works for everyone and works
us.
first.
But we always wait until the youngest is definitely going to be asleep.
Yeah, you don't want her interrupting. But it's great to talk to you guys. I hope you've had an awesome week. And there's lots of strongman action coming up. Obviously, we've got the Arnolds coming up. We've got Britain's Strongest Man coming up. The Giants Live team have announced the log lift and deadlift world championships. We've got Europe's Strongest Man lineup's been announced.
Yes.
There's so much happening in the world of strongman.
Should we quickly do that super chat and then we'll get into some of those subjects. So thank you so much, Zane. How do you think Mark Henry would have done if he competed against Big Z and tried to defend his title with the Arnolds?
Oh, that would have been a good battle. Mark Henry was an absolute beast. And, you know, the first man to win the Arnolds. I'd love to have seen him do more strongman. Unfortunately, he went towards wrestling, which may be fortunate for some athletes, but it would have been great to see him in the sport. It's really hard to tell how he would do against someone like Zydrunas. Zydrunas became so dominant.
And also that first year when they did it, they invited people from several different strength sports, didn't they? It wasn't like just a strongman competition with strong men in it.
It was a very new concept at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think Mark would have dominated like Zydrunas, but it would have been great to see him in some of those battles.
Some of those greats.
Thank you very much for the quick super chat. It's always, you know, the support that you guys give us is tremendous. So.
It's very humbling.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? Should we talk Europe's Strongest Man lineup? Now, we have just filmed a video about it, which will come out tomorrow. But I am so excited.
Well, there you go. We've got this comment here from Stephanie. Should Heinler have been invited to Europe?
Rauno, yes, he should. Although the top three from last year are coming to this year's show, which I think is very interesting. But it goes to show how diverse and different the lineup is this year. I would have loved to see Rauno there, but I'm hoping that means his chances of being at the Cardiff show with a max deadlift are greater, assuming they are trying to really keep each show.
I want to see in shape Rauno. I don't want to see Rauno competing in everything. He's too old now. Rauno, if you're listening, you're not a 20-year-old man anymore.
He will listen and he'll slide into our DMs and give me abuse.
Yes, he probably will.
Yes.
Obviously, we're friends with Rauno. But the fact is, when he's in shape, he's a tremendous strongman. Sometimes he has a habit of just competing too often.
Yeah.
And then he'll turn up 2 weeks after he's torn a hamstring or something like that. I want to see him focus on the deadlift. That's where he can really excel. So if he focuses on that, I think, and doesn't do too many comps leading up to it, it would be exciting to see him at his best.
Really hoping for a World's Strongest Man invitation for him. I said to him, do Worlds and then just do Worlds and do the deadlift and don't do anything else. If you just concentrate on those
he's not going to manage that.
No, I know. But he could. He doesn't have to compete. He just loves competing.
Yeah, he just genuinely loves it. And you know, you can't blame someone for that. But you've had a word with him, haven't you?
I've done my best. He's a grown man. He'll do what the hell he wants. So to the super chats, Hybrid Seed, is that LLC? Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you very, very much.
Love you, auntie and uncle. Aloha as always. Thank you so much for joining us. It's weird. Oh no, we can see how many people are with us. There we go. And we've got another one here.
Don't forget, guys, like the video, please. It helps with the algorithms and all that stuff.
Yes.
I don't know anything about.
Feed our algorithms. We're always learning, aren't we, Lozzie? Always learning. Now, I can't tell if this was supposed to be a super chat or not. So try.
It could just be a sticker.
Yeah, but I can't see that either. What does that say? Try Givey. I'm trying not to get too close to the camera, but I am blind. Try Givey Gad. If you had a super chat there, can you please Oh, Loz, you blend in with the wall, Sue says.
Do you want me to just take it off? So, you know.
She probably doesn't want you to do that.
I'll just have a floating head. It's fine for today.
But yes, back to the Europe's Strongest Man lineup. So just off the top of my head, we've got, who have we got? Luke Stoltman, Luke Richardson, Graham Hicks. That is it for the British athletes, which is already quite different because we see a lot of them at that show.
Kiliaskowski, Janasha,
Alexei,
Novikov,
Kelvin de Ruyter, Aethor Ingolfsson Melstead.
Aethor, we've got
Ivers.
There's
Pavlo Kordiaka.
Pavlo.
Yevgeny Markov.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. You got them all.
Oh, yeah. Bingo.
So it's a great mix.
It's an amazing mix.
It's a proper Europe's Strongest Man. 8 different countries represented.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to do the behind the scenes video. I've got new people to creep out. They'll love it. Alec, thank you so much for the super chat. What do we have to do to get Victoria Long, Inez, Andrea Donna, and Annabelle in the same competition? Also, hope all is well. It's the jumping coach from Worlds. It's Alec. Hi, Alec.
Awesome to see you, buddy. That would be awesome to see all of those head to head.
I think our best bet is Wuss. In terms of invitational only, perhaps top names.
I think we might see the likes of Andrea and Donna go back to OSG this year with how big it was getting. It definitely seems to be growing.
Yes. It would be great to see Victoria Long do OSG as well. Is she an open weight?
I don't know.
But, Alec, let us know.
She's very good.
She absolutely annihilated America's Strongest Woman. If I'm remembering correctly, she won every event.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well,
we need to see her up against these
It would be
women.
good to see maybe Wuss put on another show like they did for the ladies.
Really
I think there's some incredible talent out there. It really is.
George is asking why Tom's not competing.
I actually spoke to Dan Hipkiss, who is Tom's coach, obviously Luke's coach as well. Athletes, rightly so, are being a little bit more selective. There's a lot of big competitions coming up. Tom's focus right now, he's got Britain's, then he's got the Arnolds, and then he wants time to focus on World's Strongest Man. Now, World's Strongest Man's happening in May. He doesn't want to compete once the Arnold's is done until World's Strongest Man. His goal is focus on that, defend his title. So
it's understandable because it's not long, is it, between the
It's funny because the coach in me is like, yes, that's the perfect thing to do.
Yeah.
The fan in me is, I want to see him compete.
Yeah, we want to
see
Tommy.
I love seeing like Novikov do all these comps, and I'm loving seeing the return of Kiliashkovsky in so many comps. If I was their coach, I may be thinking, guys, let's be selective. What do we really want to win this year? So I totally get it.
It's a great position to be in where it's like, no, I don't need to do Europe's Strongest Man, because that's a huge competition, isn't it? But that just goes to show how.
But Tom's focus is, he wants to defend the World's Strongest Man. We've had a different winner of World's Strongest Man for like the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's no one's managed to retain the title, so it would be a huge achievement if Tom could do that.
Roberto saying, invite Martins to train with you, my dude. Romark's videos are great. We should be seeing them in the summer because a few of us have been invited to Rauno's 40th birthday, and I believe Martins is one of the ones coming, so we should have a big fun fancy.
And regardless of that, we would love to go and do something with
Martins. Yeah, of course.
He's more than welcome over here, and at one later in the year we want to get over to the States and collab with as many people as we can. It's been a quiet time of the year. We've not been doing too much traveling, but there's a lot of things coming up in the next few months.
Stealing ourselves for it, aren't we? We're like raring to go. Farmer Dave, thank you so much for the super chat. Who do you think would have had the best career in strongman that never did, or had the opportunity to compete in strongman, past or current? Who do you think would have the best? I got to read it again. Best career in strongman that never did.
I take it they mean someone that actually competed,
or had the opportunity to compete in strong. All right, so someone who didn't have a great career that they should have had, or who didn't have the opportunity to compete, past or current.
There's been so many incredibly talented people that I've met.
It's in Mike Jenkins.
Mike
jumps out to me.
Mike is obviously what happened to Mike was I think Mike would have gone on to be World's Strongest Man.
I think so too.
I've met many guys that from a young age you think this guy's going to be awesome, and they just fizzle out. Maybe they try and peak too early. Maybe they just burn out. They make mistakes. They compete too much.
Something like Kevin Nee maybe is a good example of that. Didn't have the career that maybe he should have.
People thought that he might perhaps, but it's a difficult one. I mean, I'd have to really sit there and go through. There's honestly so many fantastic athletes. I mean, there's a guy called Stoyan Todorochev who was absolutely incredible.
Whenever you say that name, I'm like, I feel like I'm having.
I see people talking about like 19 to 20, 21-year-olds, like they do a 400 kilo deadlift. I think he deadlifted 419. He was incredible at super yokes and farmers walks. He was unbelievable. But by 25, he vanished.
Yeah,
he wasn't doing it anymore, and that's why I'm quite an advocate of not putting that pressure on the youngsters.
Yeah,
I don't like. I know they do. I see videos all the time of guys that, I'm 21 and I deadlifted 400 kilos. In all reality, it's great, but unless you keep getting better and you stick with it, it means nothing. So, some of the absolute best guys we've had in strongman, at 21 weren't that good.
Yeah.
It's about progressing. It's about getting better.
A couple of people asking what you think of Kelvin de Ruyter, people from the Netherlands.
I'm really pleased to see Kelvin get this opportunity to compete at the at Europe's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
I've seen some of his events. He's one of those. He's very, very good at some events, and then has weaknesses as well. I think his static strength is probably going to let him down a
Things
little
like
bit.
deadlift.
He's very, very good at the events, though. So
yeah,
he's
moving.
his truck pulling and stuff like that, particularly, is very good.
I haven't met him. Is he like a giant? Is he massive?
He's a big man.
Yeah,
big man.
They grow him big in the Netherlands, don't they? They do.
I'm looking forward to seeing him. I think seeing another good Dutch athlete represented is good to see.
Super chat from Judah. Thank you very much. Take it off.
Maybe just undo one button. There
Can you see him?
I'm getting
better
a bit
now?
leaner, but I'm not quite that lean yet.
Can you see him better?
I'm nearly getting close to my comp weight now. I've got a comp in April. I've got to keep bringing my weight down, but it's coming down slowly each week. And a good weight loss this week. Feeling good.
Monica, enjoying the behind the scenes videos. Thank you. They are my absolute favorite videos to do.
I met Monica at the Rogue Invitation. She's lovely.
There you go. Well done. Evening Highland Wolf. Evening Bron Chopped. Oh, Alec, I don't know if you sent another super chat, Alec. Super chat, Alec. All I can see is it says $5. Loz, get on the other thing and see if you can see them. Stephen, what can we do in Daytona Beach to improve and keep you guys coming back? Love from Florida. Thank you. We absolutely loved being at the OSG, didn't we, Lozo?
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry, he's distracted now.
No, I'm just trying to see what's going on here.
I wouldn't change anything. I think the only thing that possibly...
Sorry.
Can you turn the volume off? This is so unprofessional.
Go on, continue.
I think the only thing I would change about OSG, and it's not from something that would benefit me, but for the athletes, more warm-up equipment. Wouldn't you say so, Lozo? Because it was pretty weird seeing like 100 people crowded around 2 logs.
Yeah, they could do with, I guess, a bit more equipment for backstage, but it's hard having that many athletes in one place.
It's amazing they run it as smoothly and efficiently as they do with that many people. When we've seen competitions of 10 athletes that have gone on like all friggin' day, haven't they? It's been an absolute nightmare. So kudos to the team there. They do an excellent job. Are you done? Yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to just focus on this because I don't know what I'm doing.
No, that's good. Danny, if they had strongman in the Olympics and you could pick only one event, which event do you think would represent strongman best to the world? Love the channel. Oh, that's a good question. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. It is a good question, but it's a very hard one to answer because every single strongman and strongman fan is going to have a different favorite event. A different event that they see as the kind of king of lifts.
Surely it'd be a medley, and that way you can incorporate a couple of different events.
How can you have like a medley?
You could have a yoke into a log into a.
This is why you are a fan and not an athlete.
It would be amazing.
No, it wouldn't. Sadly, I think I don't ever think that strongman should go down the Olympic route anyway. I mean, sadly, weightlifting is coming out of the Olympics, which I think is a real shame. But I've always said strongman should go down the sport/entertainment route. I think, UFC, boxing, slight WWE kind of act to it. It needs to be entertaining. If we just made it just about lifting the most weight, I mean, I've spoken about sort of refereeing and stuff like that, where I think sometimes if we're not strict on refereeing with records, we're going to get to the point where records don't mean anything.
Yeah.
We're going to have like lifts where it's just dodgy lifts. You see like equipped powerlifting. I've seen some of the squats in equipped powerlifting. And it's a tremendous amount of weight to have on your back, but it always takes the enjoyment away from it. I don't even, as a strength fan, as someone that has been under heavy weights, I find, equipped powerlifting really boring.
Yeah.
I like raw powerlifting if judging is done well, but
I don't like the bench shirts personally.
No, I know. I've seen the squats where they're so high that it's not even like, it's not even a question of, or maybe it was, it's not even a squat anymore.
Yeah.
So I like that strongman's just so varied. We can get different events, a bit more entertaining. I guess I like that side of it.
There we go. Well done. So try give, was it? All right. Okay. So just wanted to thank you for opening my eyes for the sports of strongman. And I was also wondering if you were familiar with the country of the Faroe Islands.
I absolutely love the Faroe Islands. I've been to the Faroe Islands 4 times.
Yeah, even I've been.
I've competed at the Faroe Islands twice. Oh no, I've competed 4 times at the Faroe Islands, and I've won twice.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah,
I really love going. There was a time I was going almost every year. COVID has stopped that, but hopefully their competitions will suddenly start up again, and I might get the opportunity to get back. So if you're a Faroe Islander, and that happens, make sure you come along.
Yeah. Amazing country though, so rustic. It's like a teeny tiny Iceland or something, isn't it?
It is. It's a lovely place. Really, really beautiful scenery.
Lovely people.
Yeah, the people are absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
It's quite foggy most of the time.
Yeah.
I did get to go in the summer once, which was nice.
Yes, I can imagine.
But yeah, lovely place.
Alec, thank you, Alec. Victoria is an open woman. She's 6'1", 230 pounds. She went to Worlds.
Definitely an open woman.
Yeah, she went to Worlds once and took second to Donna her first year by a fairly narrow margin.
Well, let's hope we see more of her then.
Yes, definitely. How exciting! We've got so many incredible athletes coming through. Stephen, thank you so much, Stephen. Oh no, I've done you, Stephen. Hold on. Yeah, I have, and I've done that one. Right,
hey,
Bron
Mike.
Chopped. Thank you, Bron Chopped. And hey, Mike, as well. Mateus 2022 World's Strongest Man. We can only hope and pray. Let me see the event.
Is that who you'd like to see win it?
Yes.
Really?
Isn't it who you'd like to see win it?
I wouldn't be disappointed if you won.
Who do you want to see win it?
Well, I like so many of the guys.
I do too. I love them all. But in terms of someone who's worked so hard and had knockbacks and has so much potential and come so close so many times.
I think him winning, that would be a hell of a story, going through what he's been through.
Yes. He has to win at some point. So why not this year?
He's capable, but as we always say, it's so hard.
Yeah, it is so hard to win Worlds, but we can.
It's so hard to win any competition these days.
We can only hope.
I mean, how many different winners did we have of comps last year? Not almost dominating.
No. Alexi won the most though, but didn't even make the final of World's Strongest Man. So that just goes to show how unpredictable that show can be. Okay, can we get a Yuko Ahla interview, Loz?
I've been trying. I have been trying. He's hard to get hold of.
He's
or he's shy.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just go to Finland and just do it in person.
Stalk him. Yeah, that sounds like reasonable behavior, Loz. Brian, thank you for the super chat. Brian, how did you handle not training when injured? Not very well.
It's very rare. Oh, sorry. I haven't broken anything, I hope. It's very rare that I don't train at all.
No, you always do something.
I always find out or figure out something that I can do. I'd go nuts if I wasn't training.
Okay, what about like the first week after your surgery with your Achilles?
Yeah, it's tough. It's mentally very, very hard because it's just part of my life. Like training, without training, I would be very grumpy, very miserable. I need something to train for. So if I'm like injured and I just physically can't go and do anything, I mean, when I tore my Achilles, I was mentally probably in one of the worst places I've ever been. For a number of reasons, actually, at the time. Way past that, in a good place now, so I don't want anyone feeling sorry for me.
No.
But it's tough, and I think you've got to understand as a human, you know, especially if you put your life into this sport or whatever you might do, and suddenly you can't do it. It's very hard.
Yeah.
And you do need to find new things. That's kind of what helped me, is finding other things I could do. I was like, all right, I'm not a competitor anymore. I'm doing other things. And
that's when your coaching really took off after the Achilles.
Yeah, coaching and then commentating, and then I managed to get to a position where I was doing a lot more within the sport that didn't involve competing.
Yeah. Now
I'm actually back. I'm doing a powerlifting comp in a few months, but I just do it for fun now. There's no pressure of I'm a pro athlete and I need to make my money go into to win prize money and stuff like that. I'm doing the push-pull powerlifting comp. It's nice and easy to train for. I have 2 tough days in the gym, or 2 heavy days, and then 2 easier days that are more assistance and recovery work focused. And I'm loving it. I'm just enjoying training again. But yeah, to answer your question, it's very, very hard. And I guess support from family, Liz will give me a kick up the backside. A lot of the time when I get injured, the most important thing is finding out what's wrong. Because once I find out what's wrong, then I can make a plan of action on what I need to do to recover and how to come back from it. It's the waiting which is the worst.
Yeah.
And sometimes
you're not good at waiting, are you?
No. I don't like just wasting time.
No.
So once I know exactly what's wrong, then I can sort of make a plan of what I need to do and have a proper strategy of how I'm going to come back.
Erebus, Liz's hair. Thanks, Erebus. I had some highlights.
What color is it now?
I don't know anymore. It's got some blonde highlights. It's going to be completely different by Britain's Strongest Man. What's the word? What am I getting done?
Oh, you keep
balayage. I don't know. It's like a fade. It's going to be different.
So it's going to be different again.
Yeah, it's just a midlife crisis.
I saw some people saying I should be worried about you.
Yeah, I'm probably going to leave you because I've decided to start playing around with my grow some hair. Good luck. You plant something. Oh dear. Julian, good evening. Julian, good to see you guys. Any idea how Luke Richardson's recovery is going?
From what I've seen, it's going pretty well. He looks to be training pretty hard again. He's got his name down for Europe's Strongest Man, so I think things are
if he's down for Europe, it's a very good sign. Brian, love auntie and uncle. Thank you, Brian. We love you too. Thank you for the super chat. Here we go. Oh, don't worry, does it? Oh, look, it's your friend. Lungu the Great, my little family. Love you both. Thank you,
buddy. Good training session today. He sent me his videos earlier. He's looking good.
There you go. Oh, Yuko Ahla, I think we've addressed
that.
Yep. Yeah. Please stop spanning Yuko Ahla's name. Right, let's get down to something a bit more current. Oh, love you too. Here we go. Jolly Roger. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jolly Roger. Please get Dennis Chorus on Talking Strongman. He's Germany's strongest man and the log record holder. He is very invested in growing the sport there and organizes amateur and pro competitions. He's got a great YouTube channel, and I hope we can all help him get to 100,000 subs. Please talk to him.
I've already been talking to Dennis, and we are definitely going to get Dennis on the show. We may even go over and see him at some point. So,
is he the guy who invited you to something last year?
It was too last minute for me to go last year, but I should be potentially going to one of his events later this year.
I think Alexi ended up going to that when he couldn't go to the Shaw Classic in the end. So there you go. We will be seeing more of Dennis on Big Loz Official soon. Okay, right. Let me make sure I'm caught up on super chats. Alex Lungo, my little family.
We just answered that one.
Ryan, are you guys still coming to Australia? Would love to grip up and lift some heavy stuff. Thank you, LeBron.
Ryan is he's doing an amazing job for arm wrestling. Ryan's got a brilliant arm wrestling channel. If you guys don't follow it, make sure you go and follow him now. He's also having I believe he's got a match in Dubai.
Really?
Yeah. So
might we see him in Dubai? Is it a time we're going to be there?
I don't know at the moment, but hopefully we might. But once travel restrictions to Australia are easier, we definitely want to come over to Oz at some point. Nothing is planned yet, but if we come, we will definitely let you know, my friend. It'd be great to learn some arm wrestling for you and get some content together.
There you go. Miniature Action Jesus. Let me know who's spamming. I'll put them in a timeout.
I think it's the guy that wants to see Ahana.
All right, I'll keep an eye out for him. Brian, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for answering my injury question. There you go.
No worries.
All right, Victor, who do you think will win the squat at Arnold's? JF Caron is looking really strong. Oh, yes, I forgot. I can show your comments.
There we go. You forgot all about that, didn't you?
Yeah. Look, there's Victor. Everyone say, hey, Victor.
Look at him in his picture there. Yes, he's got the guns out. Who do you think will win the squat at the Arnold's? JF Caron is looking really strong. Yes, I think JF Caron is probably the favorite to win the squat.
Yeah.
I must say I've been pretty impressed with Rob Kearney's training. Very good. Was it 400-ish kilos?
He's got the bar as well, hasn't he?
The rules have been changed, so they're allowed 2.5 meter knee wraps now, which is the correct decision. These are massive men with big legs.
Because it was going to be 2 meters.
2 meters on them. You get them rounded 3 times, and that's it. They have some big legs to wrap, so I think going for the longer wraps is the right call. But yeah, I think for me, JF is the favorite.
Yeah.
I think if Martins is in shape, he could put up a big squat.
Yeah.
Trey, I'd like to see him put up some big numbers.
Yeah. Well, we initially predicted JF, Trey, and Martins being the top 3 in the squad, didn't we?
Yeah, Luke's looking good. Luke is looking good, and Dan's very confident in Luke's ability.
Bobby's looking good. I know he's a reserve.
He's a reserve, that's the only thing. But yeah, if he gets in.
Which we don't want to happen because that means someone's probably injured themselves. But obviously, he's a great reserve to have for a competition like this.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'm excited about the squat. It's going to be interesting. I hope it works out. And I keep hearing things about maybe going to a box, and the bar's different now, and there's just a lot of changes. So
I get it for depth and like for checking depth, but I kind of just want to see a normal squat.
Yeah, I'd love to see. Just let's see who can squat the most weight.
Yeah, proper squat.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's see, I got it now. Try Givey. Oh, I'm so bad. I can't pronounce or read anything. Loz, who would you love to compete against, former or current, if you were both in your prime?
Oh, there's so many guys I would have loved to have competed against, like Prime Cass. How cool would that have been?
Pretty intimidating, I imagine.
Even Magnus Ver. I never got to compete against Magnus. I've been lucky. Like I've had a long career, so I've competed against the likes of Magnus Samuelsson, Mariusz Pudzianowski, Zadrunas. Obviously going on from there, Derek Poundstone, Brian Shaw, Thor, Eddie, Martins, Kiliashkovsky. I've competed against so many incredible athletes. But I guess going back, it would have been cool to compete against the likes of Kaz and John Paul Sigmarsson, Jeff Capes. That would have been pretty epic.
Sorry, now it's saying I missed her member chat, but I can't see it anywhere. Please comment again now, and I will do my best to spot you. Okay, right, let's get back. God, it's busy tonight.
Yeah, go down a little bit. I just saw a members one just a bit lower.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We will look out for it.
Liz secretly has wigs. Wish I did. Probably.
I'd be wearing them if she did.
Yeah, can you imagine? A trimmed version. I can't imagine you with hair. I know I've seen pictures of you with hair.
I once had long hair.
You've got a good shaped head for a bald head, I think.
I've been a bald head for a long time, but
I think you'd look weird now with hair.
Yeah.
Just like you'd look weird without the beard. You shouldn't change anything, they'll say. Don't change. Right, thanks, legends. I'm in Dubai
awesome.
March 27th.
Cool.
No.
We're probably just going to miss him.
Yeah. I think we're there from like the 15th to the 22nd.
Yeah.
Bring it forward a little bit.
We'll see. We'll see what's happening.
Yeah.
But we will definitely get to Australia at some point.
Yeah. Here we go. PWR coach, thank you so much. I have a replica Dinnie Stone carry event later this year, practicing with Cerberus handles. Any tips from the world record holder?
Right, I'm going to tell you a little secret here about my world record on the Dinnie Stones. I did no training whatsoever for it.
So you can't.
That's a lie. It's a lie. I did one training session.
You picked it up, didn't you?
I was training for the Royal Albert Hall at the time, so I was training some farmers' walks, or I was training for the frame carry, but I didn't have a frame, so I was just training farmers' walks. And then the week between that and going up to Scotland, because I have some of the Dinnie rings, the Cerberus sent me some. I literally did like 100 kilos in one hand and 80 kilos in the other, and I picked it up and I was like, "That's so painful." Sod it. I'm just
put it back down again.
Yeah. But I've done so many carrying events and grip events for years and years and years. So I do obviously have that kind of natural strength that's built up to be good at those type of events. And then when I went and did it, being in the atmosphere, suddenly I'm not like in the gym on my own, feeling pain with 180 kilo ring in my hand. It was, I was fired up and in the zone. And then I switch and I can kind of cope with any pain when I'm kind of in that mental state. And I guess just years and years of carrying events have helped me with that type of event. I have started training it a little bit now because I do want to go back and I want to go all the way across the bridge. But a mix of kind of longer carries, so just get used to having them in your hands for a long time, and then pickups, heavy pickups, just to get used to the pain in the hand.
Hook grip?
Yeah, I'd train it hook grip. I don't see the point in kind of doing it without hook grip because you're going to have to cope with that pain regardless. But if you're going to carry them, if it's not just about holding it, it's about carrying it. And to be honest, even if it is just about holding it, you want to focus on holding on for as long as you can. You don't want your grip to kind of just go. So hook grip kind of, you can just focus on I'm zoning out and just kind of getting as far as I can. I actually prefer walking with them because I stop thinking about the pain in my hands.
Yeah.
And I'm concentrating on something else. I think when you just stood there holding them, all you're thinking about is your grip. So.
Well, they're saying it's a carry event. I'd be interested to know what level competition that is, because not many people walk.
Loads of comps are doing this now. So they do loaded pins.
Okay.
So they'll either carry it or they'll do it for a time.
So it's not like the rogue replica stones that they've got that weigh pretty similar. This is an interesting one from the Strongman Historian. It's a bummer for Trey because everything at Arnold's is good for him, but he will probably finish last on the frame. I think so too. And I think that could be but
we say that, but let's look at Kiliaskowski whenever there's a deadlift. Trey's good enough to still place well.
But I think in terms of winning.
How many times has Kiliaskowski come last or near last on a deadlift? Yeah. He's still won comps.
Yeah.
If Trey's that good, he'll have made the progress. He's not, Trey's not, as an athlete, he won't be thinking, I've got a crap grip, I'm not going to train it.
No, of course.
He's going to be working on that. Hard, we don't know what kind of shape he's in. I think hopefully it's getting better and he's progressing. And Thor had a terrible grip at one point, and then eventually his grip was pretty good. They can definitely improve.
There we go. Alec, thank you, Alec. Nice to see you again. Can we get a weight class woman on Talking Strong Women? I know Erin Murray, Warpaint, 73 kilos, is a big fan of the show. You actually said to me, what was it, a week or two ago? Oh, we should get Erin Murray, didn't you? Do you remember? I did. So, yeah, hook us up, speak to Erin, get in touch. We will do it. It would be good to have more of the women because... you've gone through a lot of the old guys now, haven't you? It would be good,
we want the
good
new
to
guys.
get more women and new guys as well.
New guys and girls,
yeah. Diego, thank you, Diego. Hi, Loz and Liz. I can't wait for Loz to do commentary for the Arnolds. It's going to be awesome. Also, why does my bag toss suck so much?
Well, without seeing your bag toss, I really can't say. But thank you.
Releasing it too early.
Could be a number of reasons.
I've never seen him throw. Well, give him a couple of things. It could be. It could be releasing too early. It might be too weak.
When I actually, and coaches kind of, Alex a coach, and you'll get people do send you messages with no context of what they're doing, and they'll be like, "Oh, how can I get my such and such better?" Unless we can get that visual and see where the weakness is and what you're doing wrong, it's very hard to say. I mean, I can talk you through the basics of how to do something, but until I see you actually physically do it, it's really hard because you might just be in a matter of what you're doing is great. You just need to get stronger. A lot of people don't appreciate that they need to get stronger. They just think, well, my technique's great. Why am I not strong? Well, you need more time training. Other people, they have real technical issues. Their glutes might be weak. Their quads might be weak. Their grip might be weak. Their timing might be off. There's so many factors that come into it.
So are you saying Diego should tag you in a video on Instagram?
He should do that and then, sign up for coaching.
There you go then. Now, I asked how you thought the 2 new invites for Britons will do. Saw your training video with Ryan. He looks good. Sorry for missing you now. Go on.
Thank you, buddy. How do I think they will do? I think it's tough for both of them. I think they're kind of diving in the deep end. Ryan is in great shape at the moment, but this isn't the best set of events for him.
No.
I think he could do with different events, but the goal is to go there and do as well as he possibly can. I've been training Ryan for a good few years now, about 18 to 20 months, I guess. And we've really sort of made some good, solid progress. His pressing is excellent. I think if he can cope with the cleaning of the axle, he's going to score big points there. His stones, he'll admit himself, are not at the level of like some of the top guys, but he's recently got a set of stones now, so he's training them a lot more. I think his deadlift is the strongest it's ever been. He's just not naturally the best deadlifter.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping to see is Ryan go there and smash some PBs. That's kind of my goal for him. I want to see him go and just do the best he can, smash the overhead, and really fight as hard as he can. His throwing's a lot better than it was. In every area, he is better. But Britain's Strongest Man is a very tough competition.
Yeah.
You've got some of the absolute best in the world. So what I want him to do is go, enjoy the experience, aim to do better than he did last time. As for Mark is an absolutely lovely...
Oh, Mark Steele.
Yeah, Mark Steele is the other one. Mark's an absolutely lovely human being, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I don't know what kind of shape he's in. I haven't seen him compete for a few years, if I'm honest. He has done Britain's before. He's very, very good at the shield carry.
Yeah.
Again, similar to Ryan, I think he's got a few weaker events in there. His deadlift will probably go as far as say he's probably got the weakest deadlift in the group. And I don't know if he's been training that much. So I don't expect to see either of them go there and, challenge for the podium, but they need to go and focus on doing the best they can and aim to be getting invites to other shows.
There we go. Matthias, do you have any collabs planned? We've got a lot going on, haven't we? Or that's going to go on later this year. So
yeah,
we're going to be at Every Giants Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be at the Arnolds. Who else? Oh, in the summer, we're going to be in Estonia, hopefully with Rauno Martins and a few other guys as well. Kilishkovsky, yeah, Ivers.
And then we want to organise quite a few bits in America.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
We're going to be at can we say the Eddie and Thor fight as well?
Maybe.
Yeah, we're going to be there too.
So
God help us.
we have a lot coming up. So some things we can't say too much about yet.
No.
But there is a lot planned, and I really want to get to the States to do a lot this year.
Yeah.
We've already got a few trips planned to the States, but I want to try and later on in the year get like a stint of 3 or 4 weeks out there where we can travel around, meet up with different people, and just do as much as we can.
There we go. So yes, it's going to be a very, very, very busy year.
Let's go down slightly.
Oh,
Victor.
Do you see max squat being included more often? It would be interesting to see how far strongmen can push it. I think we'll start to see it pop up a lot more now that the Arnold.
You'll see with strongman events go in cycles.
Yeah.
I've obviously been in the sport a long time, and I've seen it in the past. But now we're starting to see axle coming back a lot.
Yeah.
It went through a stage where block press was done a lot in competition.
Yeah, we never see block press anymore.
They went through a stage where power stairs was in every competition, and you do see these kind of cycles of events changing.
Yeah.
So we may well see max squat a little bit more. I don't think it's ever going to be the most hotly contested event in strongman.
No,
because there's a lot of judging criteria with it, which makes it hard to do.
Do you think it's one of the more risky lifts as well to be doing in strongman?
It is a risky lift. It needs a lot more safety elements to it. It's very easy to get hurt doing it. Even like at World's Strongest Man, you see a lot of injuries on even the squat for reps.
Yeah.
So they've done everything they can, and there's been less injuries the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But it's a tough event, especially squatting big weights requires years of perfecting your technique. And sometimes with strongman, we kind of say, right, you're going to do a squat for max. They spend 8 weeks smashing it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen at the moment, if you guys go on Instagram and watch the likes of the guys that go into the Arnolds, their numbers are skyrocketing.
Yeah.
And they weren't, squatting these numbers 10 weeks ago.
No, I know, it's crazy.
It's going to be interesting.
There we go. Zinos, thank you for the super chat. Axle clean and press. How heavy can you realistically go using a double overhand grip? Anything else to consider when training mixed grip versus overhand?
So if you're going to do an axle clean and press, I would advise doing or training the exact way that you're going to go to in a competition. Now, I have a very, very good grip. I'm very good at double overhand axle deadlifts. But even with that being said, I would still train a mixed grip because it's a stronger grip and it's going to save you energy. You're not going to have to worry of the bar coming out of your hands as you kind of try to get the bar either up to your belly with a continental clean or a power clean if you're going up all the way to shoulders. I try and drill into my athletes to focus on making sure every single rep is the same. And I actually get annoyed with people if they just power clean their early reps and strict press. Yeah. And then they decide, right, as it's heavy, right now I need to push press and now I need to continental. All of a sudden, because they haven't practiced that movement, they're not that good at it. And they wonder why. Yeah. You've got to make sure you're practicing the skill from the very first set. So your first warm-up set should look exactly like your working sets. So for me, I'd be going mixed grip. I go to continental, switch my hands over, up to the shoulders, and then I push press.
There you go. Jonathan, how can we watch the Arnolds?
Rogue Fitness channel. That's the best place to go to. It'll be live streamed on there. They may have other places to watch it, but that's the guaranteed place that I know to go to right now.
There we go. Alex, thank you for joining us. Alex, sorry I got to the Liz and Liz show late. Just got home from training. Coach knows how that went. Can't wait to watch this back later. One of yours, is he?
He is indeed. He's been deadlifting tonight.
And how did that go?
not as good as it was a few weeks ago.
Oh,
but
dear.
we'll let him off.
We'll let him off.
He's very stubborn.
Is he?
Yeah, he had a little bit of time off because of illness and stuff. I'm telling him to drop his numbers, and he's like, "They're on the paper. I want to hit them."
Oh,
he's an army boy, so if he sees it on paper, he has to do it. But he's going to listen to me next week and do the numbers that we've adjusted.
Okay. Okay.
He wasn't actually bad at all. He just because he's gone through that, like, you know, he's moved house, illness, blah blah blah.
Okay.
He's not quite at his best right now.
He's been busy. There we go. Here's a question. Nema, thanks for joining us again. Congrats with the 115.5 kilo rolling thunder with both hands, Loz. As in, he can do it on both hands. He didn't do it with two hands. You were exactly.
I'm more than 15 kilos away from the world record. I've actually done 130 kilos myself.
What is the world record then?
It's 152 kilos by Mark
really?
Felix. And Mark's hands are so huge that
he can wrap them around.
I like the rolling thunder. My best ever, like I said many years ago, was 130. But that was on a stiffer handle.
Okay.
I reckon I'm good for about 120, 125 maybe, which is still pretty good, but it's still nowhere near the record. There's a guy called Lane Snook who's unbelievable at it. Obviously Mark Felix. There's a number of other guys that really focus on grip, that big massive hands that would destroy me. I'm okay and I enjoy doing it, but again, just for fun.
Very geeky, isn't it, grip?
It is a bit geeky, but I like it. And it's, you know, it's always good just being able to pinch two 45-pound plates and things like that. It just looks cool. Bending 6-inch nails, all that kind of stuff. Just good party tricks.
Farmer Dave, thank you, Farmer Dave. Who do you think consistently overperformed by maybe not being the strongest, but by being smarter or better technically?
I think guys like Ahola, Magnus Ver, definitely. I think Novikov.
Alexei. Yes, Alexei is a great example.
Yeah. There's been a lot of guys that Paul Smith. Paul Smith is he's technically good, very efficient. You get some guys that are just so damn strong, they just go with brute strength. They're not always the best strongmen.
Yeah. A lot of the lower weight classes as well.
Absolutely. Like the lighter women, the lighter men, technically so much more efficient than the heavier weight athletes. As a heavyweight, you have the option of just getting massive. So when you're in a weight restricted category, you need to make sure every single muscle fiber in your being is put into every movement. You know, you see the likes of Zadrunas and Eddie at their biggest, they could just get away with that brute power. You won't see that at the lighter weight classes. They will use their legs, their body, everything to get that weight overhead or whatever the lift might be.
Someone's telling me I missed a chat from Nell, but I think I caught up a bit. Thank you, though, for trying to keep me on track. I do my best.
Say hello to our new member.
Thank you, Safari Slayer, for joining us and becoming a channel member.
We appreciate all our members. We
do have some treats coming up for you guys in the future. Right, here's a question, Lozzie, from Carl. Throwing it out there. Loz, do all world's strongmen use steroids? Can you imagine? Steroids?
Do all world's strongest men use steroids? No, not all of them. Let's move on.
Come on, Lozzie, this man did a super chat.
That's the question.
Okay.
Steroids are in the sport.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to hide that fact. I think most people that follow the sport appreciate that.
Can I rephrase the question? Can someone get to world's strongest man without using steroids?
Yes.
How do you know that?
I've done it myself.
Right. There you go. There's a more complete answer.
I know guys that have competed at world's strongest man naturally as well. But I genuinely believe them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say
start reeling off names.
Steroids aren't in the sport.
No.
But I think a lot of people go down the route of that's the only way. That guy's strong. He must be on gear.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong mentality to have.
There you go. And that's probably about as much as you're going to get from your Uncle Loz. No, thank you. Now, are you doing commentary at Giants events on the live stream? They said you and Terry were when they announced the year's athletes. Is it happening?
We will be there and we'll be involved, both Terry and myself. We're not 100% sure on details yet.
No, I don't know that Giants Live were when they announced it, to be fair. Just that
we'll be seeing Colin tomorrow.
Yes, we are with Colin tomorrow at the Royal Albert Hall, aren't we? Doing a bit of promo work. So
we will be focusing on that, which is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And we'll ask him what he's got planned.
Yeah. We're going to be doing some film. We don't even know what we're doing there tomorrow, do we? He's like, guys, I really want you guys to come to the Royal Albert Hall.
I'm looking forward to it. Just to return there. It's such a cool evening.
Yeah, it's a really lovely venue, isn't it? Any Valentine's Day plans? No, Julia, because as our gift to each other this year, we bought a new front door.
Yeah, that's how romantic we are now. It's a nice door.
It's a really expensive door.
Liz is like, I really want a new door. I was like, how much do you think it would be?
I was like,
you were like,
maybe up to 2,000. And I thought that was really expensive for a door.
So then we had a little chat, didn't we, with our man?
Yeah, we had like a virtual consultation, and like I'm the spender of the two of us, and I was like, it's too expensive. And he was like, yeah, you want a new door, we'll buy it. And I was like, what?
We got a discount at least.
Bloody good job, Loz. Bloody good job.
Yeah.
You've got to sell your soul now to door. Like Loz has to do posts on social media for the discount. Oh dear. Never mind.
The things you do to keep your wife happy. You know?
Rich, new member, Rich. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Rich.
And then Derek. Thank you for the super chat, Derek. Hi, Loz and Liz. I love my Uncle Loz t-shirt I got for Christmas. I'm new to log. Should I train FTOH?
Floor to overhead.
Okay. Strict and push press on alternate sessions.
I personally would. I tend to have a strict pressing session. Doesn't have to be the log, but if I have a log coming up in competition, I'll probably use a log. I tend to have a strict pressing day where my focus is get my triceps and my shoulders stronger. And then I have for myself, it would be a push pressing day. For some of my female clients, for instance, it might be a jerk day. However you're planning on lifting overhead in a competition, I tend to focus on that. So you've got one session that's focused on shoulder and tricep strength, one session that's focused on getting better at the log. And that's something people make the mistake of. They think of the log as a shoulder exercise. You should think of it as a full body exercise. The better you can get at using your whole body in the movement, the quicker your progress is going to be.
There you go. Erebus Khan, thank you, Erebus. Your thoughts on the double T-bar squat, Buffalo-esque, I'm guessing that's supposed to say not Duffalo, at the Arnolds, and how it will affect the guys?
I don't think it's going to affect them too much. They're all used to various different bars, particularly, as a strongman, you're very adaptable. You have to be. We're not powerlifters that need to use the same bar for... And I'm probably going to get powerlifters shouted at me now, but a lot of powerlifters do. They have to go to the gym, and if that bar's not there that they want to use, they get upset and they have to wait, and they use the monolift. And you watch a squatting strongman, we'll squat with an axle on a slanted car park.
Yeah,
you know,
the conditions are never great.
I get clients message me, it's like, oh, should I do this cycle with the deadlift bar? I'm like, just use any bar.
Yeah.
There's times, if I've got a powerlifting athlete that's competing in a big competition, then we're going to use the bar that they're going to use in competition. But at a lower level, just focus on getting stronger. That's kind of the main focus. And that's why I love JF, for instance. He's like, it doesn't matter what bar they use, the same guy's going to win.
Yeah.
And to a degree, he's right. If you're strong, you're strong. You'll be able to adapt to various different things. If you can't adapt, you'll probably never be a good strongman.
Yeah.
You need to be very good at... Suddenly at a competition, they may change the event there and then on the day. They may use a different bit of a kit. And it's important that you are good at adapting. It's one... Best bit of advice I can give people watching that are wanting to do strongman: don't get too used to your own kit. Go and train at different places. Get used to using different logs, different farmers, different yokes, different axles, because they all feel different. It's not like a Texas powerlifting bar is the same in every gym you go to. A log can feel different. Some have got like wider handles, some are bigger in diameter, some are wooden, some are metal. There's so many variations of them, and being able to be adaptable will help you a lot.
There you go. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Loz, did you get your labrum surgically repaired or just rehab it?
I just rehabbed it. I was going to get surgery, but it went on too long. I was kind of getting a bit fobbed off with doctors at the time. Ended up having a few different scans. By the time they wanted to operate, it'd been 6 months, and I was kind of on my way back.
Yeah.
I probably should have had it operated, but I kind of pushed because I wanted to be back competing at the time as quick as I could. Looking back, I wish I did get it operated on, because even now it still affects me a little bit. I started doing waiter walks, So way to walk is just like a dumbbell overhead, and you can walk along, just try and help with stability.
I remember that.
And there's still a big difference between my two arms. It's, yeah, don't rush to get back.
Now, I feel that I have to address this one because we have to clear Radzi's good name. Nemo, what's Loz's advice to improve the commentary from WUS 2018? Anyone else find that commentary horrendous?
Yeah, Nimral, the guy you're talking about is Radzi, who is a tremendous presenter. He's someone I actually have a lot of respect for as a presenter and as a commentator.
He does the Olympics and BBC.
Very,
he does
good.
Everything, yeah.
At that time, the organization wasn't great, and he got thrown in at the deep end. No information given to him. He had to stand out there for 12 hours.
Commentating
on his own, and had nothing fed to him. The guy actually did a good job when you kind of think of it like that. He was completely, just thrown in at the deep end. So if anyone's seen, Radzi does commentating for snooker. He does it for the Olympics. He's an exceptionally knowledgeable guy on strongman. I've done a few Talking Strongmans with him. I've done a few podcasts with him for different channels. He's absolutely lovely, very knowledgeable on the sport, and someone I genuinely love talking to about the sport. So, yeah, it was just one of those bad days where none of us would have been able to cope.
Yeah.
Maybe someone like myself would have, because I know so much about the athletes, but 12 hours, I would have been. I would have been.
You would have died. Yeah.
I just couldn't have done it.
You'd have to eat 6 times in that time, wouldn't you? You'd be screwed. Richard Ware, thank you for the super chat. What do you think of Robert Oberst opening up about his hormone use?
I've not seen anything about it, so I can't really comment.
He's done a video on YouTube talking about what he takes.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I don't know what he takes. I haven't watched the video, so I can't really comment on it. But
what do you think about his choice to make the video?
Do you know what? I respect it. It's something I want to be able to talk more openly about. And obviously, for obvious reasons, I don't think I need to explain. It's very difficult. Yeah. I've spoken to you about whether you think I should talk about these subjects before.
Yeah. And I said no.
You said no. I'm actually quite willing to talk about it. But for certain reasons, whether it be sponsorship or, I would never throw anyone under the bus as well. But I get quite worried about what people are doing now.
Yeah.
And I sort of do think people need to be educated in the right way of doing things safely and what people do and don't do. But fair play to Rob, for coming out and doing that. It's
maybe we could make a second secret anonymous channel. We'd make videos about that. It would just be a familiar voiceover. No one can prove it's him.
I would need millions of subscribers to cope with the amount of work I would lose.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Julian, live chat with Colin. He's probably lurking here somewhere. We might actually do a recorded chat with Colin tomorrow, depending on how much time we've got. Yeah, because there's no such thing as a short chat with Colin.
We'll at least get a short interview with him.
There's no such thing, Lozzie. You know it. We'll miss our train back. It'll be a nightmare. But we will do our best to have a chat with Colin tomorrow. Oh, look, it's Carl. Thank you for the super chat, Carl. Talking Strongman idea. Loz and Liz interviewed by Loz and Liz, aka Faroe Islands. That video was very offensive. If you haven't seen already, go to Faroe Islands' Instagram. He likes to just take the piss out of people, doesn't he? But
he does.
That was the worst Wiltshire accent I've ever heard.
It definitely wasn't his best impression.
It was more southeast of England, I thought. But it was funny.
It was funny.
It was funny. It was like half Brummy.
we love seeing Pa.
Yeah, we do love Pa. Are we all caught up with everyone?
Oh. Yeah, we are. But I saw some questions. There you go.
What? This? Yeah. This one?
Yep.
You want to talk about this one?
Who's stronger? 2020 Thor
or 2017 Eddie?
I would say 2018 Thor was the strongest, the best strongman season anyone's ever had.
Yes, but best strongman versus strongest are actually two different things, aren't they?
Depends how you class as strongest.
Yeah, but best strongman is being consistent and skilled in the events as well as strong, whereas strongest when you're just talking brute strength.
Well, if you're just talking brute strength, I mean, 2017 Eddie was the first man to deadlift 500 kilos. if you're
He did that
just
2016,
16,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But if you're just talking about deadlift, at that time, Eddie was the strongest. When Thor pulled it, he was stronger because he pulled more.
Eddie was obviously also a good strongman that year because he won worlds.
Yeah. But I'm saying in terms of 2018, I think Thor was the best strongman we've ever seen. I think there was no weakness.
Yeah.
You know, maybe there's a guy that could beat him on pressing and there's a guy that could beat him on deadlift, but there's not many.
No.
And that's he had literally no weaknesses. It's probably the most dominant year of strongman I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Thor should thank Eddie and what happened in the 2017. I see. I like both the athletes. I think they're both incredible, probably very similar, and it's why there's the conflict between them.
Would you say Thor should thank Eddie?
Yeah, because it made him hungry because of the defeat.
Right, I see. Sorry.
He went away and it was like, this is not happening again. And he came back as probably the best strongman we've ever seen. If that didn't happen in 2017, say Thor won then, would he have gone on to do some of the things that he did? You know, he smashed the Arnolds, he smashed Wuss, he smashed World's Strongest Man. He then went on to deadlift 501 or whatever it was. And then they've got their boxing match coming up. Things happen for a reason. So it's they don't like each other. They're both two incredible athletes. I mean, if you're just talking deadlift, you've always got to go with the man who lifts the most. And to be fair, the way he lifted it was impressive. But you can't take away from the first man to do those things. I mean, I'm always impressed with Andy Bolton, who was the first man to deadlift 1,000 pounds. The first man to break those barriers, that takes a lot of respect.
Yeah,
and so they both deserve a huge amount of respect for what they've achieved.
There you go. Oh no. What did I click on and it disappeared? There we go. This one keeps popping up. Who would go on your strongman Mount Rushmore?
I think I've been through this like a few times. You've got to have Zydrunas. You've got to have...
I'm ashamed to say I don't even know how many heads are on Mount
4.
All right.
So you've got to have Zydrunas.
Yeah.
You got to have Mariusz Pudzianowski. You got to have Brian Shaw. And then for me, it's a toss-up between
Kaz. No.
Magnus Ver, Jean-Paul Sigmarsson, and Kaz. And I think because he's got 4, well,
Maggie V.
Sigmarsson had 4 as well.
Oh yeah.
But if we can have a few more than 4, then those guys.
It's not even Mount Rushmore anymore. It's just like
I think Mariusz, Brian.
Heads.
I think we'll all, as strongman fans, we tend to go with the people of our era.
Yeah.
I know some people that you just can't argue with them. Jean-Paul Sigmarsson was the best.
Yeah.
Or Kaz was the best. Or I competed against Brian and I competed against Mariusz and I competed against Zydrunas.
You knew how good they were. Yeah.
And obviously the sport had evolved.
Yeah.
So for me, it's always going to be that era, but they're all incredible.
Right, there you go. Here we are, Viking Power. Thank you for the super chat. Yuko Ahala is my good friend and coach, and we're planning on international comp with a live stream for August. That is fabulous.
That's fantastic.
If you could tell him Uncle Loz would love to have him on Talking Strongman, that would be great.
We'd love to help promote his comp as well. So if he wants to come and have a chat, have a word with him.
Yes, before August would be fabulous. Here we go. Let's see what this one says. Oh, it's a risky click when I haven't actually read it first. Any thoughts about Makarov and Payman going for the deadlift record at the Siberian Power Show? The reward there is 4,000. Wouldn't it be better for them to wait for the Giants show? 100%. I think for Payman, there's a chance he might not get a visa. Was that the issue last year, coming to the UK? I thought people from around could come to the UK.
They can. Obviously it's hard. I don't know the reasons.
No, I mean Giants offer, or they were at least last year, 50,000. So yeah, it's a massive jump. It does seem like it would be more.
One thing I want to, if we're going to keep doing these records, I want to see the judging be strict.
Yes, because
like I said earlier, I don't want to get to the point where people just see records as a joke.
Yeah.
They've got to mean something. And if we start giving, last time those two went against each other, both of them had dodgy reps given to them.
Yeah.
I think Payman's wasn't great, but Makarov's was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing against the guys.
No.
If the referee says down, as you've heard me say a million times, you put it down. But we need to make sure, if we're going to go for these records, rather than just desperate to get the record. Let's make sure when it happens, it's a legitimate, proper lift.
Some integrity. That's what we're missing. A bit more integrity.
And 50 grand is a bit better than 4 grand.
Yeah, so. Definitely. Charlie, thank you so much for becoming a member and joining us. Thank you, Charlie. Oh, what am I pressing? I don't know. Silky, thank you for the super chat. Oh, toughest competition. World's Strongest Man, Arnold's, IFSA, Fortissimus.
Oh, out of all those, Fortissimus, I think that looked like a brutal comp. Just the amount of events, it was very brutal. I unfortunately never got to compete in it. I would love to have had the chance.
You were just sort of coming through at that time,
just like knocking on the door.
Yeah, let me in.
Let me in, bums. I was well enough because I beat Jimmy Marku like the week before,
and he went and
did it.
Didn't he? Yeah,
but. Like I say to the guys on the way up, just keep plugging away. You'll get your chance. But they're all tough comps in different ways. But Fortissimus, I would have loved to have done that show.
Kathleen, no, we have not done our predictions for Britain's yet, but we are going to sit down and film it this week. Yeah. Have a good think. I'll have a good think.
I'm glad we waited because the events, the lineup changed a little
slightly,
bit.
So it's the right thing to do. We are going to do that maybe a week or two before. Yeah. Okay, right. In other sports that you would think have amazing potential. There we are. Here's a good one. From Tom. Hi, Loz. Are there any athletes in other sports that you think would have amazing potential in strongman?
Oh, there's loads of incredible athletes out there that would be cool to see. Weightlifters, American football players, wrestlers. There's so many that could transition, I think, into strongman if it was their chosen kind of, when you see certain talent, you just look at some athletes, just see incredible talent, but they're going to go for the sports that pay the biggest money a lot of the time. Strongman is still small compared to some sports. So I know, I even now, I think there's guys out there that they're not stronger than the best strongmen, but they have the potential to be better if it was something they wanted to focus on.
There we go. There's two people bickering in the arguments. Ignore Victor, and Victor saying, ban this person. I'm not going to ban anyone. Just be nice to each other. What's wrong with you? Guys. Just calm down.
This is the Liz and Loz show, please.
It's the family show.
Right. Liz needs the attention. She doesn't want it drawn away from her by YouTube, okay? Don't make her put you over her knee.
Lizzie. Hey. Thank you for the super chat. While I'm at it, how long did it take for you to get your pressing strength back after the labor injury? Love your content. I felt awesome.
It took a while. Like now, the last couple of years, my bench has been the best it's been, and my strict pressing got better as I got kind of older. But I probably never quite got back my explosive power that I had when I was younger, and I think that was due to lost mobility.
Yeah.
So I wasn't as flexible, and I struggled more with push pressing or the explosive overhead movements, whereas strict power actually got better.
That's good. Viking Power thinks Yoko Ahala will do the interview, Lozzie. There we go. He's already told him he should.
Awesome. I'd love to make that happen. Yoko was one of my favorites as well. So it'd be cool to talk to him.
It would be cool.
Refereed my first Britain's Strongest Man as well.
That's cool. Here we go. Verlaine is saying you're very well spoken, Loz. In general, how smart are strongmen?
I'd say the top guys are a lot smarter than people would think.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I love doing is meeting people and changing their perspective or their kind of perception on how they see strongmen. So I've done a lot of things for various different sponsors where you go to these business events and you'll be introduced to someone and you can tell they're just looking at you like you're some kind of meathead.
Yeah. And
then you start talking to them and they start kind of opening up and they kind of enjoy your personality and realize you're not just someone that grunts and lifts weights. There's a bit more to you. And I enjoy kind of changing that perception. There is people in the sport, particularly more at the lower level, that probably do fit that bracket a bit more. But when you look at the top guys, you have to be smart to get to the top level because it's not just about being big and strong. That's just not enough. You need to understand
marketing,
being
entrepreneurial, almost,
that's
to make
important,
a career
but also understing how to get the best out of your body.
Oh yeah,
you know.
I'm thinking about actually, But
there's a lot of
put yourself in the spotlight.
There's a lot of areas that people do struggle with, and most of the top guys are actually really interesting to talk to. I've had loads of debates with like Lalas before. We sit there and argue about stuff together.
Yeah.
But it's good, It's not just about lifting and grunting and eating, although we like doing that as well.
I've had to block someone, Lozzie.
Okay.
Love face XYZ online strips without clothing.
Okay,
They're
that's fair
gone.
enough.
Sorry, everyone. Okay, I feel like have I missed something? No, that was there from earlier. Right. I think this would be a good time to wrap up now because we've been on for over an hour. We've got to be up early because we are traveling to London.
We are.
To meet Mr. Colin Bryce. We've got one more super chat, which I'll quickly do, and then we'll go. Alan, thank you, Alan. Hi. Do you think the type of log used should have a bearing on the record? So Big Z's 228 was a short steel log, and all of the recent log comps are long and wooden.
Yeah, it has a factor. There is a factor to it. The diameter, if it's different, will change things. Ideally, you want people doing the records on the same bit of kit.
Yeah. How much difference does it make? What do you think is easy? What's easier for you?
It's harder to clean a thinner log.
Okay.
It's easier to press, or it's easier to push press a thinner log.
Yeah. Because it's not coming away from you so much.
Yeah,
it's closer.
You can keep it a little bit more like a bar. The bigger logs are a bit easier to clean. You know, there's the wooden logs are easier to clean than a metal log.
Yeah.
There's lots of factors that come into things. The wooden logs don't have as much room for your hands.
Yeah.
So you've got to be a bit more central, whereas on like a metal log with a handle that comes all the way, you can move your hands forwards. There's lots of factors that change things.
But then again, we've just said it's about adapting to different pieces of kit, and that is
one of the reasons,
like, isn't it?
You go to a competition, I want to see the best guys compete, and I don't really, you know, I do love seeing records. I love seeing impressive feats of strength, especially when they're done well.
Yeah.
But I like seeing guys compete. I like to see, and I've seen it so many times in competitions where, the Rogue was a good example where the deadlift was just way down.
Yeah.
But the best man still won.
Yeah.
And I've seen it in other deadlift competitions. I've seen Benedict Magnusson and Cochlear do a contest in Australia, and they were both way down on their best deadlifts.
Yeah.
But everyone was way down.
Yeah.
You see it on the log. I mean, Europe's was a good example of that last year where Luke and Hicksey were both miles down on their best, but they still came out on top.
Yeah.
So when you've got the best guys competing against each other, that's when you see who, you know, is the best. And I enjoy that competitive rivalry rather than it's just about the weights on the bar. Okay.
So there's a couple more people asking about Rauno, and someone said, what do you think about his comment on the Giants live page? So I just quickly went and had to look. Rauno!
What's he said? What's Rauno been saying?
Okay. Laughy face. Like last year, 4th place wasn't good enough and deadlift axle record to get invitation. So we did discuss this earlier. And like I said to Rauno,
you've chatted to Rauno.
He messaged me earlier. He's like,
Rauno and Liz chat all the time. Kind of, you know, probably should be worried, but I'm not.
No, don't be worried. He's like, I'm not on the list. And I said to him, like, you have to look at the positives of this. One, they're clearly making their athlete lineup per competition. I hope this is going to be the case going forward. More diverse, different athletes. Only the top 3 from last year's Europes is actually going to be in this year's Europes. 8 countries represented. For the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of Brits at Europe's Strongest Man, and they're clearly changing that. I'm really hoping this means Rauno's got a really good chance to do the Cardiff competition where they're going to do the Deadlift World Championships.
I think that's where he should be invited to. There's no point in inviting him to this one.
I want to see, no, because Rauno, he injured himself late last year. I don't think he'd be in top. I know he can recover quickly, but he'd be better if he waited longer. I want to see him do world.
He said he wants to focus on that big deadlift. Yes. So give yourself a training cycle to really perform and peak, because we all know how good he is.
Eddie, what did Eddie do? Like 6 months for that deadlift, and to really focus on it. So Rauno, if you are listening, I'm going to message you again anyway and tell you off. I think he should look at the positives. There we go.
Brilliant. Should we wrap it up there?
We should, because I'm very tired. Right. Okay.
It's been lovely chatting to you guys. Thank you once again for joining us.
I don't know how to make that go away.
That's fine.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another good live.
Yes.
Enjoy it. I enjoy our Sunday lives with all
Yeah,
these guys.
no, I
it's
do too.
Fun.
We haven't been doing them very often, have we? But we will definitely do more as things start kicking off.
We've got lots to look forward to.
Definitely.
We're going to get, we're not going to get million. We've still got loads to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, you guys take care. Have an amazing week, and we'll speak to you soon.
Bye.